Greetings! Welcome to the Devlog for experimental build 7 of update 111 of hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. We're going to start off, as always, with a quick sound check. Make sure speakers aren't up too high. Wonderful. Only set up 6 because I knew even at this range I would manage to miss one of them wonderfully. So, what have we got for you this week? Well, I have been continuing to just cram away on the new level, but I've got a couple adjustments and some new stuff for you folks to test this week. In here, we actually have, well, you might have noticed, no, from there, a retexture of what has now been dubbed by the community, you folks, a squillander. A gas squillander, because of the fact that these are rather explosive. They were given a texture treatment to make them match with the explosive squirrels. Let's see if we can balance this here. Come on, come on. Yeah, there we go. And at popular request, a whole bunch of you were like, man, it would be so much nicer, even if it doesn't make sense, than when these run out of gas, that they actually explode. So, of course it would. Come over there. I've lit myself on fire. That was dumb. Oh, and that set one off. So now, as you can see, whoo, they explode when they run out of gas, and the larger ones last a good deal longer. As you can see, this one, because it's only got one hole in it. And I changed that in part because when you're firing away with fully automatic rifles with these, it's very easy to score a number of hits and get them spinning, but then they run out of fuel. There we go. Super fast, so I wanted to make them last a little longer. The other one, to go with that, we have a new type of squillander, which is a cryo squillander. That word gets weirder to say the longer that it goes. So I'm going to shoot this, and then I'm going to pick it up. Oh, there we go. And the cryo squillander, both with its gas leak and when this ends up popping, like that. Oh, that was a little sooner than I expected. That definitely woke me up. Inflicts upon a Sosig the iced effect. I would actually like, someone had mentioned last week, and I literally only remember now, that really shouldn't be an explodey meat sound. It should be more of a shattered sound if they currently have that effect, and the Gibbs should have the ice effect as well. So that'd be take a little while to get that effect to transfer over, but I think I should do it. So yeah. So that is in there. Also in the Sosig spawning panel under our operator category here. These have been updated now because of what we're going to talk about next, with a whole bunch of very specific armaments of our new operator Sosigs. So note, I do still plan to do a custom vocal set for these. It's not in yet, but you will see sort of double barrel, pump action shotgun, pistols, the medium ones with various equipment. I just realized that is overflowing, so I should just change that to L, M, and H so you can actually read it. So yeah, and so you might be like, why is it that we end up having all of these different subtypes in here? And the reason is that we have the first of the category says Tournament Toby. That should say competitive. We have the first of our competitive category take and hold characters. You'll also notice I'm in the process of tweaking this menu a little bit. I shifted the description and picture up, gave myself a little more padding, and this is, I know there's a lot of folks who run take and hold mods and have a far longer list of characters than 4 or 5, so I made it so that the menu can accommodate 9 per category, so that should hopefully help in terms of running out of space. But our new one here, this is if you're like, man, take and hold is too easy, this is the character for you, and I will show you what that is about. So the funniest thing about this is that despite the fact that, of course, I live and breathe this game, working on it constantly, I haven't actually played a lot of Take and Hold recently, which means this character has just handed me my ass. So it is painful. And so the entire idea behind the competitive take and hold character is it is designed to take you through every different sort of stage of weaponry in H3 from an operational standpoint, in a way that demonstrates wide mastery of it. And so that means that all of the weapons that you start with in this mode are one-shot weapons. So I've got the, got this. Yeah, this is the Martini Henry. Had a brain fart there for a moment, which is a one-shot weapon, and our first supply point. Okay, no one's there. There are patrols in the first wave, so I have to be careful here. It won't be a large patrol, it'll only be 2 Sosigs, but they are tough when you've got a one-shot weapon. Hopefully that doesn't attract a patrol. There we go. Helps to actually hit them in the weak point. No one here. Oh. Definitely picking up that Sosa gun. And the thing is, all the Sosa guns are tied to the, you know, the difficulty.
Run out of dick jokes after 5 years, but nope.
Never.
No end in sight.
Stay down. Stay down. There we go. Whew. So we have there are 3 pools available in the first hold. One of them is I just realized in this build the icons are wrong. The one token one is a Derringer, which I'm going to risk re-rolling. Yes, I will take the 2. That should be a shotgun, which I am absolutely going to take. Whew. Love this thing. Beautiful. Didn't take any damage. And let's see what we have for these. Yeah, I'll take some slugs too. Oh, it has been forever since I actually played some take and hold on camera. Is this the same round? Yeah, it's the same round. Whew. So yeah, as I was saying, the whole idea behind this character is that as you progress through the 5 holds, you have to first demonstrate breech loading and sort of 1- and 2-shot weapons. The second hold is all centered around manual actuating weapons like pump actions and lever actions, and you won't actually get anything semi-auto until the 3rd take/hold. Oh, that is definitely a patrol, making a whole bunch of noise. Probably shouldn't engage it. Okay, they're walking away. Whew. And obviously this character is, you know, will play a particular way in hallways where you'll be able to really utilize a lot of CQB tactics, but in our upcoming institution level, where the halls are larger, a lot of the rooms are larger, it will...
Why does everyone seem to hate bullpups? I think they're neat.
I'm sure you do, buddy.
That.
Oh, this thing is terrible against armor. Oh, goodness.
That. Huh?
Oh, his gas mask is soaking that.
Rush B!
I'm not gonna win this fight with patrols coming. Gonna rush the node. Whew.
Interfacing with system node. Hold this position. Analyzing system.
Huh? Oh, that is.
Encryption detected. Neutralized.
You're dog meat, dog.
I am terrible.
Somebody cover me. I'm reloading. Gotta beat you. We gotta beat you. Here I come.
Well, I played that poorly. It's all right, though. I mainly wanted to show you folks the updated scoring rubric for Taken Hold. Basically, the old scoring is completely out, and it has been replaced by something that's designed to have more nuance and a more interesting range to it. So there are scores for completing holds. There's the time bonus, which existed before only in the holds. There are bonuses for taking no damage at all for a hold. There are bonuses for the number of kills that you score, and then a kill style bonus that sums together things like headshots, melee kills, exotic melee kills like tearing them apart, as well as the range that you take them out from, and then a kill streak bonus that gives you points based upon sequentially taking out Sosigs without more than 1 second transpiring in between them. And that kill streak can sort of escalate. So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to get an explosive score bonus based upon how many you can chain together. There's bonuses for taking no damage and no alert during the take phase, which, as you can see there, is clearly broken because I absolutely took damage during the take phase and I absolutely alerted them. So I need to figure out why exactly that is broken. Yeah, and then we have the sort of base score and the multipliers there. I'm not actually going to be resetting all of the scoring for the various tables and such. Instead, I'm simply inflating the scores so that they will essentially, new scores will slowly supplant other older ones as folks do well at the mode. So yeah, whew, that kicked my butt. Let's jump out of VR quick. Yo! So I got my butt kicked there. I'm so out of practice playing Taken Hold, it is super embarrassing. Also, the new competitive character is super overtuned. Like, just so you know, the version that's in the game right now is too hard. Like, even for competitive play. And the reason for that is that it's significantly easier from a design standpoint to start with something that is too hard and then move it back towards sensible in controlled ways that make sense and feel more fair than to start somewhere that is too easy and then add difficulty in other ways that say making things spongy. So understand that this is part of an iterative process, and I wanted to get a rough draft of this character out so that some of the competitive players can throw their head at it and go, you know what, a hold 1 here is just unreasonable, hold 2 feels great, hold 3, what are you doing, Anton, etc., so that I can just start iterating on this before the level is ready, so that when the level is actually ready to launch later this month, the competitive character is just ready to go for it. For those of you who are like, that's all well and nice, but other than playing on Beginner Blake, I've never completed a round of Taken Hold. What are you doing, Anton? Don't worry, I'm not just adding things on the super hard end of Taken Hold. That character is being worked on, but I'm also, once I finish iterating on the new encryptions, those are going to get folded into the existing Taken Hold characters, and I've got one more new character who's going to be coming, who isn't competitive, but is using some of the new stuff and is thematically appropriate to go with our new level, which will be super fun, and that character will definitely be designed for the general audience of H3 player instead of the super high-end competitive player. Cool, so that is in there. There's as I said before, with the new scoring system, there's definitely going to be some bugs. There's a whole bunch of flags that basically get set at certain points of the Taken Hold loop to determine, like, oh, has the player taken a damage in this window or been alerted in this window? And clearly, the take phase ones are broken, which is weird because I could have sworn they were correct, but something is not getting set correctly on that. And so, yeah, so we will be fixing that. But obviously, if you run into other sort of scoring bugs where you're like, I don't get why this number is this big, let me know. As I said, so much of this is just, I want to get a rough draft instead of just like tinkering it forever privately. Rough draft out in the world, start finding bugs, start finding problems, and then adjust from there in parallel with me actually getting the level finished. So that is in there. Importantly, also for the purposes of scoring, although this will hook into systems in the new level, a concept of Sosig alertness is now present. under the hood. And what this basically means, the way alertness works, and as I said, it'll be more evident in the institution level, is that a SOSIG that is in the skirmish state for more than a second counts as alerted. Basically, they fully recognize that they are fighting you. If you can dispatch them prior to them becoming alerted, you essentially execute a stealth kill. And this is important for the perspective of scoring. Now, that timer, that 1 second tick, doesn't tick up in a bunch of contexts. If a SOSIG is confused or blinded or stunned or unconscious, even if they're technically in the skirmishing state, it won't tick up. And so what this means is that there's all these different ways that you can blitz them, attack them with equipment. If you can throw in a flashbang and finish everyone off before they're unblinded, even if you like went, oh shoot, they're alerted, I see that they've shifted into the skirmish state, flashbang them with a flash round or something like that in a short period of time, that timer won't start going up again until they're unblinded. So you can still count as having not alerted any of the hold guards and get that bonus in take and hold. And this will be even more important in Institution, because Institution is going to have this system. The patrols are going to function differently in it. And I can't remember if I explained this before, but basically the way patrols work in the existing take and hold levels is that a certain number of them spawn and they're randomly moving around the level between hold points. And if you shoot in an area, you can attract them. And if you dispatch one, it gets repopulated over a period of time. This works well enough in a small take and hold level, but doesn't work super great in a large take and hold level because it's just too much space. So instead of feeling like you're sneaking around avoiding patrols, it just feels like the level is empty. So the way that Institution is going to work is that there is going to be an internal alert system tied to patrols. So a bunch of those constructs that you've seen me working on, the Sentinel, the Blisters, etc., those can all raise alarm and alert if they detect you, if you contact one of their laser beams. Once alert is called, for a certain period of time, new patrols will continuously be spawned going towards the last place that you alerted. And in a very like Metal Gear Solid kind of way, you'll have to wait for the alert to go down before they stop spawning. And in certain cases, it may even despawn patrols. If any SOSIG sees you during that period and essentially alerts in the skirmish mode, it resets that timer. So you can, for those of you who like intense combat, if you end up engaging with patrols, you can end up getting like really continuous spawning of enemies. It can become this very difficult thing. And for those of you who like to be stealthy, there's now actually a pressure against you in terms of being stealthy and careful, where you can end up tripping patrols and getting ambushed from all sides. So that's the design hope anyway. Hopefully it all works like that. I've been building all the bits and pieces of it over the past 2 months. The new take music for the Institution level actually takes this into account, and then instead of there being just a base level and what's called a stress level in the track, there's actually 3 levels in the track. The sort of baseline, the up at alert, and the like intermediate, you're being hunted and the timer is ticking down. So you'll get a bunch of sonic cues that this is taking place. And but that coupled with the constructs and the destructibles, I'm just trying to make it essentially fully realize what I want the take phase of Take and Hold to be and to really feel like. And I'm hoping it ends up being, the fullest vision of that in the new Institution level. So anyway, that is enough rambling for today. As I said, there is a build tonight. If you want to jump in, play with the updated Operator SOSIGs, they are in the spectator panel now as well. So if you want to dress as one and you're using like a third-person camera or something like that, you can now just be all, Operator as you play. And just as always, in the bug reports section of the Steam forum and the bug reports threads in the Discord, just let me know what's broken. I'm sure a bunch of things are broken. And hopefully we can get them all tidied up. As I said, I want everything to break now so that I have time to fix it along with the level, so that when the level comes out, the game with these sort of like modified take and hold features is just humming and playing smoothly and giving us predictable results. So, anywho, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful weekend, whether you're shooting Operator Sosigs and dying in the competitive character or not. And I'll see you next week. Peace.